Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Mug Music. I'm Brian, and before we get started, if you haven't done it yet or if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and also click the bell so whenever I have a new video, you'll be the first to find out. And also, I consider this a conversation, so I want to hear from you. So after you watch the video, make sure you comment down below. You can add to the conversation, you can make corrections, or you can just tell me how you feel about, whatever you think. So make sure you do that. So today what we're going to do, we're going to reconstruct Prince's classic album, Emancipation. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to my friends over at The Living Legend. Living Legend is a Facebook page. It's a private Facebook page, which has over 55,000 members. And it's there just for people to talk and share information about Prince. So if you're a fan of Prince and you want to talk about Prince, come over there. There's people constantly posting things, and it's good stuff. Now, back to Emancipation. Emancipation was released back in 1996 by NPG Records and EMI Records, and it celebrates the Prince's emancipation from Warner Brothers, and it's also celebrating his relationship and marriage to Maite and the upcoming birth of his child. But I tend to think there's way too much greatness on this album to digest. So I gave myself the goal of creating a tighter, more listenable album with fewer songs. By cutting the album down was extremely difficult because there's way too many different ways you can do it. I mean, you can create like a love story album, or you could create a covers album, or you can just create a dance album. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do this. What I decided to do is just go with the songs that I thought were really, really super popular. So the it's originally 36 tracks and 3 hours long. And I was able to carve it down to just 1 hour and 12 tracks. I picked 12 tracks because one of my friends in the Living Legend Facebook page made that recommendation. I was like, that's perfect. So that's what I ended up doing. And the hardest song for me to cut by far was the Bonnie Raitt cover song, I Can't Make You Love Me. That's one of my favorite songs ever. I mean, just in general, by her, by Prince, by whoever sings it, it's just a beautiful song. It's sad, but it's beautiful. So that one was extremely hard to cut, but there was just nowhere to put it. So let's get into the album. I started the album with the song Jam of the Year, just like it originally does. I think that's the perfect starting song, and it fits in here perfect. And then right after that, I put Right Back Into My Arms, that just like it is on the original album. That song was actually supposed to be the beginner song for Emancipation, but they ended up going with Jam of the Year instead. But again, that's a great number one and number two song, so I just kept it the way it is. Then I started changing things. Number three, I put Sex in the Summer. Now, if you've heard Sex in the Summer, you know that Prince recorded his unborn baby's heartbeat and put it on there, and then built the drums and the song around the heartbeat loop, and made a really great song there. And then after that, I wanted to slow it down with the beautiful song, The Holy River. The Holy River is a song about Prince's relationship with Maite and his transformation that he went through when he was going to ask her to marry him. So it's an absolutely gorgeous song. And then while we had it slow, I decided to go ahead and throw in Dreaming About You right after The Holy River at song number 5. Again, another love song to Maite, and it's beautiful. Then after that, I threw in Emancipation. Now, Emancipation I almost didn't put on here at all. I don't think it's the strongest. I don't think it's really one of the strongest 12, but I decided to do it anyway because it's the title track. Um, but since I almost didn't put it in there, I didn't want to start with it and I didn't want to end with it. But I do consider this kind of like a record. So there's a side one or side A and a side B. So Emancipation would be the last song on side A. So that's song number 1 through 6 there. So then we flip it over and start with side B. And I started with Slave. Slave is another song, of course, about being a slave to Warner Brothers and Prince not being able to have the ability to do what he wants, and finally, you know, getting away from that. So I thought it was a really good sounding song, and it was a really good way to start side B. And then after that, I threw in My Computer. Now, My Computer is about, it's a song about just jumping on your computer and just kind of getting away from the real world and just kind of pretending none of that exists. That's basically what we do today. So I guess he was seeing in the future on what the world was going to be like. So I thought it was an important song, so I threw it in there after Slave. And then after My Computer, I threw in Face Down. Now, Face Down is not my favorite song, and I'm not a big fan of whenever Prince raps. Actually, I pretty much stay away from those songs. It's just not the Prince I want to hear. But the Living Legend Facebook page, those people really like this song. So I wanted to throw it in there for them because I did ask them, what songs do they like the most off this album? And that was the one that got the most votes. So it's definitely got to go in there. But really, it's a great song. I'm personally just not a fan of Prince rapping, but it's a fantastic song. And then after that, song number 10, which I put in This Bed I Scream. Another really good solid song that I thought would fit in really well, and people seem to like it a whole lot. And then after that, I threw in Somebody, which is a song about just him being lonely and just wanting to belong to somebody. I guess he just wanted to feel love. So I don't really know what that song was about because, maybe he wrote it prior to his relationship with Maite. I don't know. But it's another really good, solid song, and it fit here really well. And then after that was The Love We Make, another Living Legend Facebook group favorite. The song is very dramatic, it's very strong, and it has a really good ending. So I thought it would be perfect to make it the 12th and last song on the album and just finish it up strong, just like the rest of the album is. But so there you have it, 12 songs, 1 hour. I didn't put any cover songs in there whatsoever. And I know I left out so many great songs, but I actually called this album Emancipation Volume 1. So I can maybe create another album later on and have a little bit more fun with the Emancipation album. And for fun, I also created album artwork for it, and front and back, and I put that over on my Instagram page at Red Mug Music. So if you want to go over there and check that out, it'll have the playlist there for you if you want to make it for yourself and listen to it. And again, like I said, once you listen to it, comment down below, let me know what you think. And you can also go to facebook.com/Red Mug Music and follow me there as well. I'll have more music content there. And I also post a link to my videos in there just in case. So if you like that page, you'll see the videos there as well. So that about does it for this week. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me today. It was fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll do it again next week.